Indeed, we are previewing WWE Saturday night's main event. We got new matches added to SummerSlam and AEW Redemption. Rhea Ripley's injured. Big news in the WWE and AEW. It's Wrestling Uncensored. Uncensored. I'm not censoring anything, John. I'm not going to censor you. You say what you feel tonight, okay?
Well, better get ready, Dave. It might be a rough time for you, possibly.
For me?
Wait and see. For everybody involved. Wait and see.
Everybody? Okay.
Wait and see. I don't
What's
know. I
on your
might say
mind?
some
How you
things.
doing? How's everything going?
I mean, not too bad. I wish people would not take craps on like bus stops. Like they shouldn't do that. Like the seats that you're waiting at the bus stop, don't do that. Don't take dumps on the bus stops like that. Like it's pretty horrific.
Ugh.
Don't do that. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about.
That. That's gross.
I'm sure you know that's a thing in Montreal, sadly.
I didn't know. Not sure I needed to know or wanted to know. That's gross.
Well, it doesn't put you in a great mood, so
okay.
Just let you know that.
Well, I hope that the show can bring you some joy and pleasure, John, and you'll be in a better mood by the end of the show. How about that?
Get that smell out of my nose. That'd be great. Yeah, fantastic.
God almighty. You're really painting a picture here, John, and we thank you.
So was there any crap on wrestling this week? Was there any crap in wrestling this week?
Any crap in wrestling? You want to make a segue out of that one?
Ryan's right. Yeah, he's seen it as well. Like it's a thing, unfortunately.
Evidently. Jason Pete says, beautiful opening. He liked the opening of the show. Thank you, Jason. Member of the team supporting out in Mexico. Supports over at join.ringsidereport.net. That's how you can support the show and the channel, just like Jason does and many other members of the channel. Johnny, a lot happened in professional wrestling this week. Maybe it's just me. Maybe a lot happened for shows I have tickets for, and that's why I feel like it's a big week.
Oh, gigantic for you now because of Ottawa. That's what you're talking about, I think.
Yeah, I got a very exciting email from the WWE, I think, telling me that the show that I have tickets for in Ottawa that was supposed to be Monday Night Raw is now Monday Night Raw and SmackDown. 2 shows.
So, I mean, that's cool. However, like, how long are you going to be there for? Like, that seems like an extremely long night.
Yeah. Apparently, the show starts now at 5:30. Doors open at 4 p.m. Show starts early at 5:30. So I guess I'll tape SmackDown first and then do Raw at 8.
I hope.
Mm-hmm. Well, we don't have to show up for everything, but, we want to see Cody Rhodes.
Well, then you'll have to be there for SmackDown, so you better be there early.
Got to see all the superstars, John. All the superstars. It's fun. It's good. That's never happened to me, where I have had tickets for a show, a WWE show, and they're like, yeah, it was supposed to be 1 show. Now it's 2.
So what got canceled then?
Well, that's what I'm trying to figure out. Okay. Because according to what I can tell, nothing got canceled. So I don't understand. So let's get into it right away, because it's a weird situation that I don't quite get. August 24th, Raw is in Ottawa. They have added a SmackDown taping to that show. Okay? That's easy to understand. So you would assume that the Friday SmackDown would be the tape show from Ottawa on the 28th of August, right?
Of course.
Okay. On the 28th of August, the WWE is in Cleveland, Ohio for SmackDown and a Raw taping. They're doing 2 double shots in the same week. So The SmackDown in Ottawa, when is that for? Is that for the Friday night? And in Cleveland, when they tape SmackDown, is that for the next week? I'm confused.
I would hope just for them, because imagine where you do a show, it's for a week that hasn't even happened yet, or a week, and then you're going to go backwards. Kind of weird.
Well, they're advertising it still as a Raw and SmackDown double show because it's Labor Day on the Monday, so they're taping Raw, which makes sense. But then why have they added a SmackDown taping for Ottawa on the 24th of August, the Monday before Labor Day? I don't understand what the SmackDown taping is for when they are still scheduled to do SmackDown on the 28th in Cleveland. They're still selling tickets for it. They're advertising it as a combo show, Raw and SmackDown.
Right. I guess they just want to give them the whole week off for Labor Day, I'm going to guess.
So, in Cleveland, they're going to be taping a SmackDown for the following week while SmackDown is airing on TV that none of them have seen?
That sounds about right, I think, yeah. Crazy, but yeah.
When have they ever done that?
Yeah, I don't know if they've ever done this. This might be a first.
I don't get it. It's bizarre.
I would think
got
originally...
the email saying, hey, it's SmackDown too, I was like, what? When does that happen?
Yeah.
When do they give you more than what you paid for?
Well, that's not impossible. But that has happened where some shows just become like a double shot kind of thing. That happened because one show gets canceled or something. And maybe that's it. With this, they decided, instead of like having that SmackDown live there, it'll just be the tape one and we'll just get all it done. And then they get the week off the next week. I think a lot of people were happy with that probably.
I guess. It's just an odd schedule. And I wonder how it's actually going to work out. But hey, I'm happy because I bought tickets. Whole family, we're going to Ottawa. I got the hotel room. We're all good. We're ready to go. So, I'm good. I get to see CM Punk now, maybe.
I mean, isn't this special now where you end July with an extremely long show in wrestling in Montreal, and then you go to Ottawa for another extremely long show, it sounds like. Quite the day of wrestling it will be on those 2 days for you.
You know I'm going to eat it up. I love wrestling. I don't know if you knew this,
I think
John,
you will.
But I love wrestling. It's good.
It's going to be a challenge for the kids, I think, because I don't know if they've ever experienced anything that long before.
I think my son will be all right. My daughter. It'll be her first show to do the Raw and SmackDown. She might go back to the hotel with her mom, during Raw.
It's quite the experience. Like, I've never done that myself, a Raw and SmackDown back-to-back like that. Like,
I've done it.
You got to tell me what it's like. Yeah, you've done it already,
before. Yeah, they've done it in Montreal, no? They've done it here.
Maybe. I don't think I went to that one.
Yeah,
I remember I've done a Raw and a SmackDown back-to-back nights. I've done that.
I'm pretty sure they've taped both in the same night before. I feel like I've done that before.
Sounds like it's very long. Like, it sounds like 5-6 hours right there.
That's the thing. Like, it's not unusual to tape 2 shows in one night. It's just unusual to also have a show that Friday.
Yeah. I don't know if I've ever heard that before, and it's odd for WWE to do that, but I think they're doing a lot of odd things, and we'll get into it this week, but I question a lot of the booking, for sure, after this past week.
In the WWE?
Tell me yes. Why. Well, we can get into the whole Rhea Ripley. They've decided to make an interim champion.
Yeah.
Now that she can't compete at SummerSlam.
Yeah, what is this, the UFC? Since when do we do interim champions? Stripper.
Well.
Strip Rhea Ripley. I said it.
AEW did this already, right? So WWE seems to be in the idea of like, let's do what AEW does now, I guess.
Right.
Which is weird, but that's what they're doing. And, it just adds another title. And WWE doesn't seem to mind to add a title.
Mm-hmm.
My big issue with this is, though, you're going to have a ladder match at SummerSlam, and then we have Money in the Bank coming up not too long after this. So you're going to have two multi-women ladder matches, like almost in back-to-back, like months, weeks, pretty much. Like, that's a little too much, I think. I think you're overdoing a stipulation match like that.
Money in the Bank. Well, Money in the Bank's October 10th.
I remember originally it was September, but still, like
October 10th is a while from August 1st. That's a good 2 months. That's a bunch of time. That's okay.
For a stipulation match like that, no, I don't think so. I think that's not enough time. Like, these matches are supposed to be special, and then you're going to have, like, pretty much exactly the same kind of match August and October.
Yeah.
That's too much.
I would have preferred a quick tournament. Like, they're doing qualifying matches for the ladder match. Mm-hmm. Why not just do, like, a tournament where you have, I guess we just did Queen and King of the Ring, so they don't want to do that, but I feel like a tournament to crown a champion is always a better move than a multi-person ladder match. Even a battle royal sometimes is a fun way to crown a new champion, especially an interim champion where it's like, whatever, it doesn't matter. Just throw a bunch of people in there. Do it on SummerSlam, battle royal for the title. They don't do enough battle royals. We used to have more. I don't know if
a battle royal would sell on a... Well, I guess it doesn't really matter because, you just put a bunch of people on the show and people will want to see it anyways, but in terms of an exciting match
is adding ticket sales to SummerSlam, the ticket sales that are already quite poor, by the way. But ticket sales...
I think that's their idea.
Like, I want to say something about ticket sales in wrestling. I don't want to get into this whole thing, but everybody's like, AEW is not selling tickets. Oh, WWE is not selling tickets. What's WWE doing wrong? What's AEW doing wrong? Maybe wrestling's just not that hot right now. Because when tickets are down across the board, it's maybe not like a question of, well, WWE was so much better before. It's like, no, WWE's doing basically the same stuff as they were doing a couple years ago. People have just kind of, gotten tired of paying for it because they've overpriced their fans. And people are like, we've seen this already, and it's not that good. We're not going to pay $6,000 for tickets. And AEW is just terrible at promoting. They're just bad promoters. Tony Khan is a terrible promoter. He's a good wrestling booker, but promotion-wise and getting the word out and telling you what you're actually going to see on a show, giving you a reason to buy a ticket, terrible at doing that. Just awful. And WWE, they just don't give you anything. So eventually you're like, man, the show is fun, the entrances are fun, but nothing ever happens on these shows. And damn, these big events, the tickets are really expensive for SummerSlam. I got to pick one night, too, if I'm going, 2 nights is going to cost you, a moderately priced vehicle. I mean, it's expensive to go to wrestling at this point. So, I think wrestling has a problem overall. I think that both companies have problems that are specific to them. But when you look at ticket sales being down kind of across the board, AEW's having trouble selling tickets at Wembley, SummerSlam's having trouble doing the 2 nights, it's like, well, the business isn't that hot right now. And that's a product of a lot of things. I mean, it's definitely a product of both companies booking. It does not help that they're not pushing the right buttons when it comes to booking right now. Doesn't help. In a lot of ways, I think they're just making odd decisions, and you go, why? Who wants to see? Who's asking for this? They give us matches where you go, who's asking for this? Like, WWE's trying to sell SummerSlam. And they give us the Usos and Jacob Fatu against LA Knight, Solo Sikoa, and Royce Keys. Who is asking for this match? Who's going to SummerSlam going like, that's the one I want to see? AEW is giving us Kenny Omega and Kevin Knight for the world title at Redemption. Who is asking for this match? Both companies giving you matches where you go, why? I mean, I'll watch it, I guess, but I'm not excited about it. I'm a little disappointed, and this is all you got for these guys that are cool. Otherwise, I like them. But in this circumstance, not too good. Both companies, man. You see it. They make these weird booking decisions. You're like, well, I'm not excited about that. I don't care about that. Who cares? Who's asking for this? Nobody.
It's different in both cases, though. I feel that the six-man you're talking about for SummerSlam, you kind of saw all that was coming together over the last couple of weeks, so that kind of made sense that was going to happen. You may not like it.
No one. People saw it kind of coming together and like, what is this? And then it happened. You're like, oh, they're doing this match? Royce Keys and the friendship with Jacob Fatu that came out of nowhere that's now broken and we're supposed to care. LA Knight hates the bloodline, and Solo has proven to LA that he hates them too. And are they the baby faces? Even though they get, the Usos and Jacob Fatu are cheered like they're the baby faces. The booking for that is all wrong. Where's the heel? And I know it's old-timey heel babyface, but is it though? A lot of these matches, it feels like it is. Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins. Who's the heel? CM Punk and Cody Rhodes. Where's the heel? Are there any heels in this company? The sixth man. What's the heel side? Penta and Chad Gable. Where's the heel? They're all baby faces. Brock Lesnar, Obafemi. Where's the heel? Liv Morgan, Io Sky. I guess they kind of paint Liv Morgan as a heel, but man, do the people love Liv Morgan? Where's the heel? Do they have heels?
Gunther got booed very well tonight. I think Gunther's definitely a heel.
There you go. He's the only professional wrestler in the company. He's a professional. He understands his role. He understands what to do. Can you believe this SummerSlam card has every match babyface versus babyface? And they wonder why no one cares?
I mean, I'm not surprised when you look at it's just about the characters now. That's it. It's not about who's like the top face, who's the top heel. It's just about who's the most over right now. And these are the most over characters they have, so that's who they run with.
But there's no heat. So then it comes down to, well, who's going to win? But when it comes down to these big shows with the WWE, they don't really give you a decisive finish. So when it's all about who's going to win, when it comes down to who wins, it's not even clear. So you're left unsatisfied. Time and time again, you're left with this sense of emptiness. You go, I feel like I ate, but I'm not full. What happened here? What just occurred? What did we learn? Nothing.
You got to eat some more steak, I think. That's the thing. That's the problem.
That's right, brother. Always eat more steak. It's always a good advice, John. Steak and lobster all summer long, baby. Living the good life.
This is a big reason why they added a ladder match. I don't think it's because they thought, oh, well, Money in the Bank's coming up. I mean, they pretty much just copied Money in the Bank, doing this whole thing, qualifying matches, and they all go on to a big multi-person match.
Yeah.
They just did it for an attraction's sake because they needed something to help draw for the show.
Yes. And by the way, the qualifiers so far, Tiffany Stratton qualified tonight with a win over JC Jane.
Yeah, that's who she was, yeah.
And Jade Cargill qualified over Nia Jax by disqualification in a match that can be described as not happening because Charlotte Flair came out and attacked Jade before the match ever started, which caused a disqualification and upset Nia. Nia then squashed Charlotte in the corner, and Jade and her goons beat up on Charlotte. And now Charlotte will wrestle Nia in another qualifying match next week, I guess. I don't know.
That's what they said.
Okay. So it's a 5-person ladder match to determine the interim WWE Women's Champion. I feel like a lot of people get stripped of their titles, but Rhea Ripley's been out for a while with this injury, and since SummerSlam's coming up and she's still not going to be able to wrestle there, they decided, well, let's do an interim championship. Didn't she give up the title when she was hurt there at some point? I saw her give up a title at a Raw in Montreal. Liv Morgan hurt her. She gave up the belt and went away for a while, and she came back. Why has she held it this time? It's a weird move by the WWE. I guess they were kind of thinking, I feel like it was an issue where maybe she could come back, and they were hoping for her to come back maybe a little sooner, but the injury just didn't heal, and she's not going to be ready to be back for SummerSlam. I feel like maybe it was something she was kind of trying to rehab through, and it's just not healing fast enough. So they're moving on. They were probably just waiting to see. But to keep it interim now, it's like, man, she's been out for a while. It's weird. But they probably have an idea. I hope they have an idea where the winner of this will face Rhea in some sort of big match down the road. You would hope.
I mean, it all depends on who it's going to be right in the end. And you're also taking into consideration, you think Rhea's going to come back, but maybe the injury is going to be even longer and they'll actually have to strip her of the title. That's not impossible. We've seen that happen before in UFC and in AEW, if I'm not mistaken. So there's what you hope for, and then there's what happens.
Well, we'll see what happens there with the 5-way. Any early predictions on who the next interim women's champion might be? Who do you think would pair up well with Rhea at this point?
I mean, I love the story with Jade because Jade's taking credit for the injury. They showed the video of that. So right away, Jade is a top contender. It helped to know who else is potentially in all this. Because I think Charlotte's also a strong contender because it's Charlotte. She's always someone you got to watch out for.
If she's,
and you just think
yeah,
I think she'll get there. I don't know about you, but I think her instead of Nia in a ladder match. I mean, makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it's a bigger match with her in it, too, for SummerSlam.
Yeah. And I'm just trying to think on Raw, though. I mean, maybe if you had Becky in the match, that'd be interesting if you threw Becky in there.
Where's Becky been?
Taking time off because she dropped the IC title again, so...
Yeah.
But bring her back for this, let her get destroyed in a ladder match, maybe win the title, too, and then that'd be interesting. Ripley versus Lynch.
I don't think they're going to move Becky over to Raw, though. Or, sorry, SmackDown. Because Seth is on Raw, you know?
No, you're probably right about that. Just throw her in the match. Who knows if she should even be in this match, right? I think Charlotte would be my top contender right now. And she's not even in the match yet, but I like the match against Rhea.
People would be fine with Charlotte winning the belt at this point.
That makes sense right now. Why not? It's a good match for Rhea when she comes back.
Yeah. All right, they made some other matches for SummerSlam. LA Knight, Solo Sikoa, and Royce Keys versus Jacob Fatu, Jey Uso, and Jimmy Uso. Yeah.
You'll survive, Dave. Don't worry. It's only one match.
It's just like, why, man? LA Knight is just stuck in these like awful 6-man tags at every big event. WrestleMania, he did one. He's doing another one here. Like, what is this?
Call again everyone you can on the show as possible. That's what they're doing with this.
This is the big Jacob Fatu push? I don't know. Of course, we've got CM Punk and Cody Rhodes. We've got Penta now defending the Intercontinental title against Chad Gable in another babyface on babyface match. Although in Minnesota, Penta might be the heel and Gable might be the babyface in his hometown. Looking to finally win the Intercontinental title. He won a gauntlet match on Raw that everybody could see coming that he was going to win. It wasn't bad. He had a few good matches in there, but seemed kind of obvious.
Enjoy Dragon Lee, Devon Evans. That was good.
Mm-hmm. It was good. Dragon Lee is
That
fantastic.
was it.
Dragon
that
Lee
was
is
it, though.
He's the most underused guy in the WWE.
After that, I thought the match kind of died after that, actually.
Yeah. Roman and Seth had an interesting promo on Raw. They'll be wrestling at SummerSlam. Liv Morgan and Io Sky for the women's title. And Obafemi and Brock Lesnar. They had a confrontation on Raw this week, and Obafemi beat up a bunch of fake policemen. We didn't know they were fake at the time. Oba was just told that later. Paul Heyman hired these guys to dress up as police. But Oba didn't know it when he was tossing them around the ring and beating them up. Oba thought he was beating up a whole squad of real Dallas, Texas police officers. He had to be told by Adam Pearce later, don't worry, Oba, those weren't real cops. Oba's reckless. Oba's got balls, man. That's crazy.
Well, they're just trying to make him cool, but I didn't like the fact that they put over the idea that he's relinquished his opportunity to get a title shot.
Yep.
Like Paul Heyman said that. And like, I don't like they put that over. Like that, it just makes him look stupid by saying that.
Yep. That's what I've been saying. Why would you give up a title shot? The whole thing is supposed to be about being the champion. When you're a match away from getting there at SummerSlam, why would you say, Brock Lesnar instead? I've beat him at WrestleMania, but I really hate him. So let's do it again. You don't say, hey, let me get the belt, and then once I get the belt, then I'll deal with Brock. Because I have more pressing business. I got a title shot.
Well, did you see his reasoning? Is that, you want the title shot?
Brock would stop him from winning the title, right?
Because he stopped him from winning King of the Ring, of course, so.
Exactly. That's exactly what I thought when he said that. I was like, well, he didn't stop you from winning King of the Ring, so why would you think that he'd stop you from winning the belt? If he's going to wrestle you in the future, wouldn't he want you to be champion? Because then you guys, when you have a match, it's for the belt. And then when Brock beats you, he could be champion. None of it makes sense.
Well, they try to make it make sense, but yeah, there's some holes, obviously, in the logic, and I mean, in the end, it really should be for the title because, to me, that's the main event for SummerSlam is that match.
I think it's Punk and Cody.
I mean, is it even going to be Punk and Cody now? Sounds like it's going to be a 4-way potentially. We'll find out after tomorrow.
Yeah. I don't know. I want to get to Saturday night's main event. Roman Reigns told Seth Rollins this week that he always gets hurt when he wins the belt.
true.
It's pretty good. He also says that his work daddy, Triple H, damn near runs the place, and he still can't do anything about it. And I thought that was interesting for a couple of reasons. One, that Roman called Triple H Seth's work daddy, not his. You know, like I don't know, I guess isn't as tight with Triple H as Seth is, which you kind of saw.
On TV, we've seen Triple H and Seth. Yeah, so that's why he said that.
Work daddy, I thought, was a funny term. But I thought the more interesting thing was not what he said about Seth, was how he qualified Triple H. He says, your work daddy, Triple H, damn near runs the place. He doesn't run the place. He damn near runs the place. Because if you have a problem with Triple H's directives and you're Roman Reigns, well, you can go to Nick Khan. You could probably go to Ari Emanuel himself. You could go to other people. You could go to The Rock. You could go behind Triple H's back, and you could get whatever you need done. So Triple H runs the place for some people. But I really thought it was interesting when Roman said, because Roman didn't say Triple H, you know, your work daddy runs this place. He said he damn near runs this place. Which was an interesting kind of qualifier there, where he's like, yeah, he's the boss, but not the big boss. And he's not. But that's not really said in promos in the WWE. They kind of all refer to him as the boss, as the top dog that you go to. But for Roman to say damn near runs the place, I thought was an interesting little line there from the OTC, who acknowledged the New York Yankees tonight. He was at the Yankee game, being blown away by Yankee Stadium and all the majesty of the great place. And then the Yankees go and lose 2-1 to the Dodgers. So good job losing in front of the OTC. Shameful. Yeah, exactly. Awful. So pissed off. Yankees will never beat the Dodgers. Never. We have no shot. They got our number. It's over. Just give the Dodgers the World Series trophy. Get this lockout over with and get me to 2027. Like, it's done, man. We have no shot. We cannot beat the Dodgers. I'm convinced of it. Tonight was just, ugh. Garrett Cole goes out, pitches a great game, and what do? You don't hit. They scored one run, then it was a double with an error that got Dominguez to third, and then he scored on a pass ball. We didn't really produce anything. They didn't really produce much either. They scored, on a Max Muncy 2-run home run, which is what the Dodgers do, and that's how they won, 2-1. Like, it was close, but when Garrett Cole's out there, I want you to hit more. I want the Yankees to hit more. I want somebody that can really hit at the trade deadline. Give me that Hunter Goodman. Yeah, and Grisham should not have come home on that play. He should have held up at third. You hold up at third, you score on a sac fly, the game's tied. Like, hold up. You were nowhere, and the Dodgers played that ball perfectly. They played the Ben Rice double off the wall perfectly. It was like, I don't know who's out there in center, but he played that ball right off the wall, perfect bounce, made a perfect throw over to Mookie, and Mookie just gunned it, perfect cutoff to the catcher, and Grisham was dead to rights, man. He had no shot. No shot. When I saw him rounding third, I was like, why? The ball's halfway into the infield by now, man. You're not going to make it. I don't know. I don't know if the third base coach sent him or not. I don't know. I didn't see. If he's getting the stop and he's going, come on. Stop. Like, it's a game of this much. You make a mistake like that, you lose. You can't make a mistake against this team. You have to play perfect. Because they're perfect. If you play perfect baseball, you have a shot. You can't make stupid running mistakes like that.
I mean,
Yankees
you only lost by
far from
one
perfect.
run.
They're far from perfect. I've watched every single game this season, believe me. And most of the games in the spring training. I'm obsessed. This All-Star break, they hadn't had a game since Sunday. I was in Yankee withdrawals. I started watching the Derek Jeter documentary again on Disney Plus. I was like, I need something. Just watch Yankees winning the World Series over and over again. It's like, yeah, I love it. Oh, it's so good. Captain Jeter. But now these guys are just garbage. Ryan Katz saying the Blue Jays also have no shot at the postseason. Well, no, the Yankees are going to make the playoffs, and again, that's the problem. The Yankees are for sure going to play in October, and they're going to break my heart again, as they have every single year since 2009. Haven't won a World Series since 2009. And the Dodgers are going to be the first team to three-peat since the Yankees did it in 98, 99, 2000. Great. Wonderful. 17 years without the World Series. See the Dodgers three-peat right in your face. The Yankees are going to make the playoffs. The Blue Jays are probably not. Although, honestly, the wild card is so wide open, you really have no idea. The Red Sox seemed totally out of it 3 weeks ago, and now still a lot of baseball to play. Red Sox have won 10 in a row, John. 10 in a row. I know you're excited.
And they got the wild card. They got the wild card spot right now.
They're in a spot?
Yep. Well, we have to wait for Seattle. Seattle's playing, but as long as Seattle loses, Red Sox are in that spot.
Wow, the Red Sox are actually holding a playoff spot right now. And the Jays are only 3.5 back of a playoff spot, which is crazy because they're in last place in the East. But the East is the best division in the American League. The Yankees are in second place, but if they played in the Central or the West, they'd be in first with their record.
Only issue, though, I feel like the Red Sox came on hot last season, too, and then August is when they all went to crap. So wait and see with that. I mean, they still made the playoffs, but it was rough. I mean, and we'll see, again, to face the Yankees again, it'd be an interesting rematch from last year, that's for sure.
Not playing the Yankees again for a while. I think they're playing the Yankees
I meant in the playoffs.
August. Yeah, in the playoffs.
I meant the playoffs.
Yeah. Don't get ahead of yourself there, buddy. You've just now hit 500 baseball. All right? Take it easy.
Wait and see. I mean, I like the division too, but wait and see.
I wouldn't count out the Mariners if I were you. The
division?
I
don't count out a lot of teams.
You like the division? Are you nuts?
I mean, they won 10 in a row. Let's win 10 more in a row. Let's do it. Oh,
yeah. They're going to win 20 in a row. That garbage team. Come on, man. 10 in a row. I mean, they did crush the Rays. They swept the Rays in a doubleheader today. That's nuts. But come on now.
To win 10 more in a row is extremely difficult. I won't deny that.
Yeah, nobody wins 10. Okay, what's the longest?
That's a great question. What is the longest streak? I feel like it's close to 20, but it's not 20.
Yeah. Oh. 1916 New York Giants won 26 in a row. The Guardians in 2017 won 22.
Wow.
So we're talking about historic levels. To get to that point, you're reaching history. The 1935 Cubs won 21 games in a row. The 2002 A's won 20 in a row. And the 1906 White Sox and 1947 Yankees won 19 games in a row. So
amazing.
It doesn't happen that much.
Impossible.
More than,
Sounds like the Red Sox are due. It's all right.
Due to lose a game. It's going to happen soon. Tomorrow. I predict they lose tomorrow. Right? Who's pitching tomorrow? They're losing. Is it Crochet? If it's not Crochet, they're losing. All right.
I don't think it is crochet, but
No,
regardless,
they're losing then.
I
They
mean,
played a doubleheader today. They're losing tomorrow. Who are they
you'd
playing?
want the Rays to lose. Aren't they
Yeah,
playing
of
the Rays
course I
again?
want the Rays to lose. They're playing the Rays again tomorrow. They're going to lose.
You should want the Red Sox to win.
Yeah, but the Rays don't lose that many games. They're going to win. The Rays are good. Averages are
They are.
the Rays win tomorrow. Okay. Let's get back to wrestling. What the hell are we talking about? Wrestling, John. Wrestling uncensored, not baseball uncensored. Although, maybe that needs to happen. Am I right?
Well, first off, Saturday night's main event. People want to hear about that, don't they?
Do they?
It's a
Your
very
boy,
interesting card.
your favorite and mine, Danhausen, headlining this show. He's the man. It's Danhausen's time. He will be wrestling JD McDonuts in a no disqualification match. I'm assuming Danhausen will have some friends with him. Maybe Zack Ryder, maybe Le Miz, maybe
Wilson?
Yes, boy!
Kit Wilson. And, of course, JD McDonuts will have Domino Mysterio.
Yeah, I think Danhausen wins. I think we're building towards a match between Danhausen and Dominic for SummerSlam, it looks like.
Yeah. I guess.
I'm not
It's something.
dying for this stuff. Yeah, I'm not dying for this, but they're trying to get Danhausen on the show as much as possible, and that's his storyline right now, is feuding with Judgment Day. So that's what's going to happen, I think.
Yeah. So it'll be Danhausen and JD. I'm going to go with Danhausen winning. I don't think Danhausen's losing anytime soon. Right? Got to keep him winning. Has he lost yet?
I don't believe so. I believe tonight was the first loss for Talatonga in WWE.
Lost to Finn Balor on SmackDown tonight. Paige and Brie Bella defending the tag team titles against Fatal Influence. Laney Reed and Fallon Henley. I think it's time. Drop the belts.
I agree with you, but I will give Brie and Paige a lot of credit. Like, I thought it was ridiculous that they won the titles. I thought they were extremely overrated, but they've actually proven to be entertaining, actually, as a tag team. I still think there's better tag teams, but they weren't bad as a team. And I think, now it ends here, but they had a decent reign. It wasn't too bad.
Doesn't it feel like when they lose the tag team titles, though, they'll both go away and we won't see them again?
No, I think we're going to get a Bella, like someone mentioned it, I think, on the comments, like a Bella heel turn. Like, I think we're going to see that. I see the Bellas together as the heels. Because, like, people hate them. So I see them getting a heel run.
There's something about this run with Paige and Brie. They feel like guests of the WWE. They don't feel like they're actually part of the roster. It's weird. They're like a separate thing.
Right, but they've had some very good matches. And I've been very impressed with the fact that their work has been pretty good.
I think Fatal Influence takes the belts, though. They need something to happen on this show. It's Madison Square
I
Garden.
agree.
It's a weak card. They have no other titles on the line. I think this is something that happens. I think we see a title change.
Well, they've also been champions since WrestleMania, and I feel like this is where their reign started almost. I feel like it was one of their first offenses was Fatal Influence, and I think it ends with Fatal Influence. So it was a good reign for what it was.
Yeah, and put the new crew over. Fatal Influence, new group on SmackDown. Give them the tag belts, give them a run, and see what they can do. Why not?
I honestly thought this was going to happen earlier, so kudos to Brie and Paige to make it this far. Because I didn't expect them to make it this far.
Bayley versus Lyra Valkyria is a match that is happening. This Lyra gone insane gimmick is so dumb. It's just over the top ridiculous. Her hair and her makeup, and she's like, she's doing like a Nikki Cross impression. It's really bad.
I feel Nikki, was better at doing it.
Yeah.
It was more believable.
Yeah.
Lyra, it just feels like she's cosplaying Nikki Cross pretty much.
Yeah.
Exactly that. It's not great. I didn't enjoy that promo with her and Bailey on Raw.
No.
I'm not really looking forward to the match because I really don't know if it's going to be that good.
She told Bailey she's the worst of the horsewomen and she's not a locker room leader. Why would you tell somebody you're the worst of a group where one of the members of the group isn't even in the company, is wrestling for the competition? It's a weird thing to say on Raw. You're the worst of the group. Mercedes Moné is better than you. It's like, well, Mercedes is probably the best of the group, but that's not fair. But is Bailey the worst of the group? I would say probably yes. When she said it, I was like, man, that's mean. But then I looked at the group. I was like, well, it's Becky and Charlotte and Mercedes and Bailey. I go, yeah. Bailey's very good, though. It's just hard to compete with the other three because they're so damn good.
You're also mentioning a group that's not really acknowledged much, like on WWE TV. Maybe it's acknowledged in WWE like documentaries and specials and all this, but on ongoing WWE television, that's not really a group that's really talked about that much. It's really more, if you know kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. It was weird stuff for Lyra to say. I feel like Lyra's gonna win, and Bailey is on her way out.
Yeah, this is Bailey putting Lyra over and trying to help with this new gimmick. They got a lot of work ahead of them because I really feel maybe they just haven't like flushed it out yet in terms of like how they're doing this. They have an idea, like let's just copy Nikki Cross and maybe she can figure it out from there.
Yeah, it's weird. Is Bailey gonna leave the company here? Is she being written off? It feels like it. It's felt like it for a while.
I think the second they broke up the team, it's like, yeah, well, this is the end of Bailey here, pretty much. And then they pretty much written the story forward. And I'm surprised we didn't get it. It should have went to SummerSlam. I thought it was a bigger deal, but maybe they feel they have to get this done quicker because maybe her contract's going to be up sooner than I expected.
Yeah. There's been a lot of teasing between Bailey and Mercedes about some matches against each other.
Mercedes tweeted something about Wrestle Dream, right? Her and Bailey having a match. I believe that's in October. So, I mean, if her contract's going to be up, it means pretty soon. So maybe this is going to be Bailey's last match in WWE this Saturday.
Wow. Something. So we both have Lyra winning.
Going with a lot of heels so far.
Wow. I'm a big fan of Bailey. I don't want to take anything away from her. I feel bad about what I just said before. I like her a lot.
What do you mean? You didn't really say anything bad about her. Like you just said, like compared to Charlotte.
Compared to Charlotte,
Mercedes
and Becky, Bailey has kind of not performed at the same level.
I wouldn't say
she hasn't reached the heights.
I'd also disagree with that. I think she's reached the heights. I just feel that when you think about all-time great matches, probably Charlotte, Becky, and Mercedes have more than Bailey. Not that Bailey doesn't have good matches too. Mm-hmm. It's just they've accomplished more, I think, than Bailey has.
Yes, but I would also say that one match that Bailey and Sasha had in Brooklyn with NXT was maybe the best match that any of them had ever had.
Maybe. I mean, I feel Charlotte and Becky have had some very good matches together. And you could say the same thing for Mercedes and Charlotte as well.
I think there's more with Mercedes and Bailey in the ring, match-wise, than there is chemistry-wise with any other pairing in that group.
It's again because of that match, that one match where it's like, wow, that really stood out. But again, like there's been so many Charlotte moments, so many Becky moments, and Mercedes obviously. Like that's it. Just there's just too many moments there. Bailey's had moments, but not as many.
They're all Hall of Famers.
Well, of course. I mean, there's nothing wrong with being number 4 when the other ones are 3, 2, and 1. Like,
Yeah.
you're not far on that list.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with being Tully Blanchard. You know what I mean?
Tully was
Flair,
the TV
there's
champ.
Arn, there's Tully. Being Tully is cool. Is he Flair? No. It's a good role. He's a Hall of Famer, right? Whole group's in the Hall of Fame.
Just needed to pass the drug test next time.
Oh, jeez, brother. Low blow. Talking about WCW
that's on him.
contracts now?
Well, that's and WCW.
Well, he failed a drug test in WWF, and then that's why he didn't get a big contract from WCW when they went back, after the Brainbusters run.
Right.
Why are we talking about this? Did this come up recently?
No, you were just saying, like, Tully is not as great,
Yeah.
and like that hurt Tully a lot because that killed his career.
I feel like I heard somebody talking about Tully's whole thing recently.
It may have been Tully himself. I think Tully did like a couple interviews.
It was the Four Horsemen documentary that A&E did. They covered all the Tully stuff. That was good, actually. Yeah. That was a good documentary.
I didn't catch it.
That was good. They did one on the Horsemen, and they did another one on somebody that was good. A couple of those A&E, WWE things that they do,
They did the feuds. Remember that? Those weren't that great.
They did some biographies though too recently. There's some new ones. The Horseman one was good, worth checking out. All right, and then CM Punk and Cody Rhodes versus Gunther and Sami Zayn. So if Gunther and Sami win, it's a 4-way at SummerSlam. Gunther, Sami, Cody, Punk for the WWE Championship. Punk, of course, is the champion. Are they going to make it a 4-way? I mean, ticket sales...
I don't think so.
Like, think about this. Ticket sales are not great, right? They've announced Punk Cody.
Yeah.
Ticket sales are still not great. So they might go, well, if you don't like this, how about this? And if you already bought a ticket because you wanted to see Punk Cody one-on-one, well, you already bought your ticket. And if you're mad about Sami losing, and that's why you didn't buy a ticket, well, here's Sami. If you're mad about Gunther getting this huge run and beating Cena and beating AJ Styles and doing all this stuff, retiring Goldberg, retiring all these guys, and then it leads to nothing at SummerSlam, well, here's Gunther in a title match at SummerSlam. It does solve a lot of complaints, and it maybe adds a level of intrigue to SummerSlam where ticket buyers might go, yeah, okay, I'll do that. Now I'll do that. And people already bought tickets for Punk Cody, and they would prefer Punk Cody one-on-one because they're wrestling purists like Johnny North and CM Punk. They'll go, well, what am I going to do? Not go now? I mean, sell your ticket. WWE doesn't care. They've already sold the ticket. So if you're mad, doesn't really matter. And if they're trying to sell more tickets, they go, well, this match didn't work. How about this? I think they might do a 4-way. Because... why did they add this stipulation to the tag match tonight? They just threw that in there out of nowhere. Makes me think that they're just trying to throw things at the wall and see what sticks. Because they're trying to sell tickets for a stadium for 2 nights. And it's nowhere near full.
It's a nice little hook, but I think that the idea is to do Gunther Nick Aldis at SummerSlam, so... I don't think that gets deterred. So I think Cody and Punk will win somehow.
But counterpoint to that, no one wants to see Gunther versus Nick Aldis. No one. No one cares. It's another match where it's like, who's asking for that?
I won't disagree with you, but maybe they believe that it's never been done before. Nick Aldis in WWE, so that's an attraction.
And then where does that leave Sami Zayn for SummerSlam?
Great question. On the outside, looking in, it looks like.
After just winning the belt and losing it like that? He's not even booked?
I think it's to add to his story where he's kind of like the underdog, and now feels like he's getting the shaft in a sense.
I think they should make it a 4-way.
I felt this way from the start, but I just, the way it looks like, it doesn't look like that's what they're doing.
We need some heels on this show. Sammy and Gunther are like the only two heels in the WWE right now. Even Sammy is like sometimes a babyface, but depends where they are in the world, I guess. But, you know, we were just talking about the SummerSlam card, how it's all babyface versus babyface. Like Seth and Roman are both babyfaces. Punk and Cody are both babyfaces. That's really what you're doing for both main events? Give me some heels. Throw some bad guys in the mix. Get Gunther in there. Get Sammy in there. And scrap the Nick Aldis match because no one cares. No one's paying money to see Nick Aldis. You haven't told us he's a wrestler. He's just the SmackDown GM. No one cares. There's no NWA fans. No one gives a shit about this guy. He's a good wrestler, but, you know, he's Brutus Magnus. I'd rather watch his wife wrestle. His wife is a legend. Is his wife in the Hall of Fame yet? They put Mickie James in the Hall of Fame?
I think they did. Did they not?
I don't know.
I feel like they did.
Well, his wife is way better than he could ever be. Did she go on?
Well, they're both in TNA, so they have footage if they want to show that. Well, she should be. That's really a shame.
She's in the TNA Wrestling Hall of Fame, but she is not in the WWE Hall of Fame. But she will be.
That's amazing. She was in the TNA Hall of Fame first. Wow. Well, she did have a great run in TNA. That's no question about that.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of
you know
TNA,
what I'm saying? Nick Aldis, like, no one cares.
They're going to try it with Nick Aldis because I feel like that actually has generated a bit of buzz. So they're going to give him a shot. I'm sure he really wants to finally have a match. So, and like from what I remember, like he's in great shape. I met him once. Like he's gigantic now.
Mm-hmm. So, I strongly disagree. I don't want to see that match. I don't care how big he is. I really don't care how big he is.
All right. That's fine.
The bigger they are,
but
the harder they fall, baby. I don't care about Nick Aldis. Brutus Magnus? I'm supposed to care about Brutus Magnus, John? Get out of my face, bro. Brutus Magnus? I will never care about Brutus Magnus. Never. Brutus Magnus.
He's going to be the
hell out of here,
biggest baby face. Because Gunther's going to be the biggest heel. It'll make Aldis the biggest baby face on that show.
He will always be Brutus Magnus to me.
Well, it's a better name. I mean, it's fine.
I couldn't think of his name a lot of times. I just called him, it's Brutus Magnus. That was his first TNA name. When I first saw him, he was Brutus Magnus. He was terrible, too. He was awful. Brutus Magnus sucked. He improved. But when he first started in TNA, it was not good. Nick Aldis, much better than Brutus Magnus. But then he became Magnus, I think. He dropped the Brutus, and he was better. He got better pretty fast. But, like, the first maybe year of Brutus Magnus was like, what the hell is this?
I think wrestling great wrestlers like Kurt Angle, wrestling Sting, like I think that made him better.
Yeah. Well, how could it not, right? You're in there with AJ Styles and Kurt Angle and Sting. You improve. He improved. But not enough that I want to see him at SummerSlam against Gunther. No one cares. Make it a 4-way. I hope they make it a 4-way, but I don't really have faith that they're going to have Cody and Punk lose a match like 2 weeks before SummerSlam. They're not going to lose a match.
Couldn't do it tonight.
Unless, yeah, there was Cody Gunther tonight, and then it just ended with a whole big brawl with Punk and Sammy, and match didn't have a finish. But what if there's some sort of, miscommunication between Cody and Punk to cause some, friction between them? Because right now, the match has no heat. They're being very buddy-buddy. They're teaming together. There's no heat. I think you have them lose to Gunther and Sammy because there's miscommunication. There's dissension in the ranks. There's problems between Cody and Punk. They beef. It causes one of them to lose. Gunther, Sammy kicks one of them out of the ring. Gunther chokes the other one out, and they win. You think Sammy and Gunther are going to be the ones who hate each other as a team, and Cody and Punk are the ones that get along, but actually, something happens in the match. Punk accidentally hits Cody. Cody's mad. Bada bing, bada boom. You got friction, you got heat for the match, and you got a 4-way. Sammy hates Gunther. Sammy hates Punk. Sammy hates Cody. Cody hates Gunther. Cody hates Sammy. And now Cody also hates Punk. And Punk hates Cody and the rest of them. Everybody hates each other. You're going into a match with 2 heels, 2 baby faces. Everybody's mad. And it's interesting. And you get to use a lot of your top players on a big show. And you can do Punk Cody one-on-one down the road. It doesn't have to be at SummerSlam. And I wouldn't even have, I think this is a good way to push Cody and Punk down the road, and also a good way to have Punk win without actually beating Cody. Punk just won the belt. You really want to keep hot potatoing this belt around? Because if you don't, you're going to have to find a way at SummerSlam for Punk to beat Cody. Punk just won. You want him to drop it too? Cody was champ, drops it to Sammy. Sammy holds it for 9 days, drops it to Punk. Punk holds it for 3 weeks, drops it back to Cody. I think Punk has to win. But if Punk has to win, he has to beat Cody Rhodes at SummerSlam. You really want that? 4-way. It's a way out. And they love a way out of a booking dilemma. That's a booking dilemma that they have right there. They don't have a booking dilemma with Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins. You put Roman over. Seth keeps talking about how he's beat Roman so many times. Roman can't beat him, so Roman's going to beat him. That's easy. Punk and Cody, you go, it's tough. You want to put Cody over, but you also want to put Punk over, and 4-way. Sammy gets to lose. But then Sammy also gets to be in the main event of SummerSlam. When otherwise, like Johnny said, outside looking in. Which is not a good place to be. It's not how you get paid. And according to the Kevin Nash podcast, Sami Zayn took a 50% pay cut. So he needs to make all the big shows to keep that upside on the downside for his contract. Right? Do all these things make sense, John? Am I analyzing this situation correctly? Or am I completely off the mark?
Well, you don't have to sell it to me. I wanted the 4-way from the start. But I just feel that's not the way they're going, though. I think they think the bigger match is Punk and Cody, one-on-one. And I think, again, they've already put something in place for Gunther, so they're going to go with that instead. And if anything, they might continue that at Saturday night's main event. That might be a reason why it happens. Because all this gave him the stipulation, regardless of the fact that he choked him out and all that stuff. But maybe he'll make him pay the price now at Saturday night's main event.
I think you could push Punk Cody one-on-one. Like I said, they already sold tickets for SummerSlam. They've already told you it's going to be Punk Cody one-on-one. They sold the tickets that they were going to sell with that announcement. Change the match, sell more tickets with a new announcement and a new match. And again, how the hell do you book your way to a finish at SummerSlam if it's one-on-one?
Punk beats Cody. That's it. I know you love Cody.
Clean?
I know your kids love Cody. But, Punk, it's Punk's time right now.
Oh, my God. Johnny.
Okay, the kids will get over it.
Johnny. Cody Rhodes is QB1. He's the man. He's the guy. He's the top dog. He's the face of the company. You don't have him lose to CM Punk. So wait a second. This is what you're telling me. We're in a battle for the WWE, who the top guy is, right? Is it Roman or is it Cody? At WrestleMania, Roman fought Punk and beat him. But at SummerSlam, Cody's going to fight Punk and lose?
Yeah.
So Roman is
Makes
the
sense.
man. That's the message. It's not Cody's company. Cody isn't the QB1. He's not all this stuff. It's Roman over Cody all day, every day. Is that right?
I've always felt that way.
I think they're trying to keep it even. But I don't think they want to beat Punk at SummerSlam. Not yet. I think Cody will beat Punk one-on-one down the road, but not here. Like, I'm starting to really think, like, why did they say, ooh, now there's a stipulation for Saturday night's main event where it could turn into a four-way? Why? Maybe they realize, like, hey, we booked ourselves into a hole here. Also, we need some heels on this show. Four-way. Also, Gunther and Nick Aldis, like, really? I think some people also went like, come on, really? Is this what we're doing? Because that's not good. Four-way. I'm going to predict that Gunther and Sammy find a way, by hook or by crook, to beat Punk and Cody, and it's going to be a four-way at SummerSlam. Okay? Alrighty?
I hope you're right. I'm going against that, but I hope you're right.
All right. So you win either way, John.
Exactly.
If Punk and Cody win, then I lose big time because I think it should be a four-way, and I predicted that, So you're happy either way, and I'm only happy one way. Only one way can I be happy.
One-way guy. We get it.
I'm a one-way guy. I don't go two ways. Not like Triple H. I may be by a lot of things, but lingual's not one of them. Oh, wait. When people tell you who they are, believe them. Okay. AEW Redemption. How about it, John?
Well, I don't know if you've noticed this or not. They've opened up the 200 sections now.
Yes.
If you look at the map now.
Yeah, they're starting to sell some tickets for this thing, baby. Good. Maybe they'll have 10,000 people in the building. It's looking like about 6,000 right now, which is not great.
Well, what's also kind of intriguing is that they had the ticket prices in the red at $53, but now the $53 tickets are in the 200s, and the cheapest ticket in the reds is now $76. So you actually needed to go early to get the cheaper ticket, like I did.
Wow.
So, yeah, sometimes it pays to actually get it when you get it. Instead of you're just waiting for it to drop in price, now they reconfigured it where, yeah, they dropped the prices, but you're sitting further back now.
When did you get your tickets? Recently?
Remember we talked last week? Remember the whole Rougeau announcement? Like, Jacques Rougeau, Ray Rougeau, that's the draw for me. That's the reason I would go to AEW. Wow. Not for any of the matches, because really none of the matches are a big draw, but the fact that they have the Rougeau brothers there, and have them like their ceremony for them, honoring them. That I'll go see that. Also, I mean, it just makes sense. Like, why pay $60 to watch on TV when I pay $53 and I can watch it live?
Of course. They they announced a bunch of matches this week, right? They gave us something, John. They did give us some announcements. We were wondering what this card was going to be, and now that we know, I'm a little disappointed.
A little. You were upset, I think.
I mean, I'm disappointed. It doesn't feel like a pay-per-view.
It's a hyped up Dynamite, from what I think you said, or Collision, whatever.
It feels like a Collision pay-per-view. You know, it's like a B pay-per-view. It's like, you know, the Dynamite pay-per-views, that's like Full Gear and All In. We're getting Collision pay-per-view. It's kind of like the B-level pay-per-view. Which sucks. You can't do a pay-per-view like that. What's AEW doing? I have no doubt that the matches they announce will be good. The matches that we'll see will be good. Like, Kevin Knight and Kenny Omega will have a good wrestling match. I just don't care about it. I know Kenny's going to win. I don't think Kevin Knight really belongs in this. No one wants to see this match. No one cares. The wrestling will be fine, but who cares? There's no heat. There's no reason for this. And, it was supposed to be MJF Kenny. For some reason, they did it on Dynamite. MJF now is hurt and is just not wrestling on the pay-per-view or for a while. I guess he was so hurt he couldn't wait to the pay-per-view to do the match with Kenny. He had to do it on Dynamite. He seemed pretty healthy when he was doing all those crazy bumps in the match. He couldn't wait. I don't understand why they couldn't wait to do this match on pay-per-view. I would have much rather see MJF Kenny for the belt with Kenny winning in Canada than this.
It may have been a thing, remember when Cody, tore his pec? He still wrestled the match, but then he had to have surgery afterwards, so it might be something like that, where MJF probably has to maybe get a procedure done, then the way he come back sooner, so that's why they got it done as quickly as possible, possibly.
It's disappointing, though. Wouldn't you prefer Kenny and MJF over Kenny and Kevin Knight? Who's Kevin Knight? I'm sure a lot of people that'll be there be like, who is this guy?
Well, to me, the headline match right now is Jericho versus Ciampa. I think that's the match where I'm like, okay, that's pretty good. I definitely can't wait to see that live, to be honest, because that was great to watch on Dynamite the past week, or 2 weeks ago now. That was a really good match. I don't mind seeing that live in Montreal. Jericho's also going to be dressed up as the Painmaker, so that's cool to see that. Got no problem with that.
I like that match
Edge
too.
And Christian.
I think that's cool. Jericho against Ciampa. That's a fun match. I'm not mad at it. That's not my match that I'm most hyped for that they announced, though. You like the Edge and Christian, I think, is cool. Edge and Christian versus Pac and Cesaro, Claudio Castagnoli for the tag titles. That's fun. It's not Edge and Christian versus the Young Bucks.
Which is weird because they kind of teased it on Dynamite.
They've been teasing it.
So I don't it's still a good match they have, but it's not the match I was expecting, and they kind of almost were given to us, but they don't give it to us. I guess they're waiting for that. Also, the Bucks had it wasn't New Day T-shirts, but it was in the color scheme of New Day.
Yeah.
So clearly they're teasing that's going to happen one day.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe the Bucks are doing other things besides Edge and Christian. But I think that's going to be a very good match. I'm looking forward to that. And just to see Edge and Christian live, that's pretty good.
Against Pac and Claudio, it's going to be a very good match.
Yeah.
The match that they announced that I'm most excited about, though, is Kyle Fletcher defending the international title against Bandito. Because
that's a good match, yeah.
Seeing that live is going to be nuts. I have not seen Kyle Fletcher yet in person, and he's incredible. You know? He is a hell of an athlete, a really great wrestling talent, and Bandito's pretty damn good too. Those two guys are going to go out there and, it's going to be nuts. I'm looking forward to that because that's, what I'm paying for. When I bought my tickets to see AEW, I said, I want to see the best wrestling. I want to go to an AEW pay-per-view and see what AEW is famous for in person, and that is the best professional wrestling. And Kyle Fletcher and Bandito are among the best in-ring performers in the world, and they are going to have a kick-ass match. So I'm happy about that. That's a cool match. Fletcher is one of the guys that I wanted to see. On my list of AEW guys that I have not seen yet, Kyle Fletcher was on my list. So I'm excited to see him. I'm excited to see Jericho, who I always love. I'm excited to see Kenny Omega. He's going to defend the title against Kevin Knight. The match will be great. The match will be great. But
it's not a main event pay-per-view match.
What's the main event? Is that the main event?
I wouldn't be surprised if it's going to be Tekla and Willow as the main event. I could see them do that.
Why? That's another match in waiting. It feels like a lot of these matches are just like, well, we're just waiting for All In. None of these matches actually matter.
Again, I question doing this pay-per-view in the first place, but, I mean, they have to do it, so this should have been, Forbidden Door. They shouldn't just do another pay-per-view for the sake of, well, we have a month before All In, let's do another pay-per-view. It should always be Forbidden Door, then All In, because it leads in quite well. I mean, this extra pay-per-view is kind of ridiculous, but do with what we can with this, and I mean, when you look at it, unless they give, Mike Bailey a big match, they just don't have a pay-per-view main event quality match.
Tekla versus Willow Nightingale for the AEW Women's World Title. I don't want to see Tekla lose.
Yeah, I'm worried about that, too. I agree. I think Tekla, I'd like to see her go against Mercedes at All In, but I feel they're going to give it to Willow because they're pushing Willow like crazy. They're giving everything to Willow.
Yeah.
First tag champ, 2-time TBS champ, beat Mercedes for that title.
Yeah.
It just makes sense that they're going to have her against Mercedes at All In.
I like Willow a lot. She's a great babyface. Just great. But I really enjoy Tekla, and I feel like Tekla is a really great heel, and Mercedes is kind of on the babyface side right now, and Tekla's had such a great run that I would like to see it go up until All In and have it ended by Mercedes rather than Willow winning it at this pay-per-view then dropping it to Mercedes. I want to see Mercedes have the crowning moment at All In, and I feel like over Tekla is, the long reigning champion is better than over Willow, somebody who people love and might be upset that Mercedes beat, So.
Yeah, but they had a 6-woman tag, and it was Mercedes' team against Willow's team.
Oh, yeah, Mercedes is a heel too, right?
Well, because she's feuding with Willow as well, right? I mean, it's a weird kind of thing. So
because she was a babyface in the Owen Hart thing, but now she's got she's with the tag champs, right? She's with Megan Bayne and the other one.
If she went against Tekla, she'd be the babyface. But if she's against Willow, she's the heel.
Yeah. Yeah, I hope Tekla beats Willow. And they also announced Mark Davis defending the national championship against Andrade El Idolo. And Wikipedia is how I know. You may ask how you know. I'm reading it. Andrade, how you know. Okay. So that's what we have so far. Mark Davis versus Andrade for the national title. Kenny Omega versus Kevin Knight for the AEW title. Chris Jericho, the Painmaker, versus Tommaso the Ciampa. Kyle Fletcher defending the international title against Bandito. Edge and Christian defending the tag titles against Claudio and Pac. And Tekla defending the AEW Women's World title against Willow. Now, people that I hope we still see booked, because 6 matches, we know AEW will probably add another, 10? Not 10, but 8 maybe, a lot.
Oh, I could see 10. I mean, you count the pre-show.
16 matches? Usually they do, 12, 13? Forbidden Door
pre-show
was 12 matches.
Okay.
Double or Nothing was 12 matches, including the buy-in. Dynasty was 13 matches. Revolution, 13 matches. So, yeah, I kind of had it. 12 or 13 matches total. So they're not going to do 10 more, but they may do, 6 more. They will do 6 more, John. I would bet anything that they will add 6 more matches to this 6-match card already. And I hope Will Ospreay's in one of them. I hope Swerve's in another one.
Honestly, it should be Kenny versus Mike Bailey. I think that would be a better pay-per-view main event match. For
Make it a
Montreal.
3-way.
I mean, I think they're big on single matches. They do a lot of single matches in AEW, which is fine, but they do a lot of that.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't see that happening. And I think they're going to get Bailey. I mean, what other title is not defended right now?
I don't know.
It's something too. They pretty much maybe they'll do this. Maybe Moxley will defend the Continental Championship against Bailey, but maybe they'll do that.
That'd be fun.
I guess. I don't know if Bailey would win that match, though, to be honest.
If he did, though.
Yeah, but I don't see it happening. I think Moxley would win.
They'll probably do a Moxley match, though, right? Moxley probably gets on that card. He wrestles pretty much every pay-per-view.
And they have enough title matches as well. I feel they might have, Megan Bayne, Lena Cross defend the tag titles as well. That might be on a pre-show, but yeah. I could see that happen.
It counts, though. They all count. All right, well, we'll find out more next week, right? By next week, when we preview AEW Redemption, we'll know what the card is, I guess, for the most part. That's crazy. Next week is Redemption. How about that? That's fun. We're going to AEW pay-per-view next week, John. It's already here.
I just wish it was a better feel for it, because I just feel like the build hasn't been great.
Yep.
It feels like, well, it's just these are the matches you're going to get.
Yep.
The saving grace is the fact that AEW has delivered on every pay-per-view they've done this year, so that holds well, regardless of how the card looks on paper.
Yeah. I think the wrestling will be very good, and I'm looking forward to it, despite the lack of that one big marquee match. I'm disappointed in the booking, but I know that the wrestling will be top notch. So I know I'll be entertained. I just wish
there's still
that I know I'll be entertained. I just wish I was more excited for it.
I think there's still a few names that we need, I think, for the pay-per-view. I mean, Mike Bailey obviously is one. Mm-hmm. I think Darby Allin's another. And you're not too big on seeing Orange Cassidy and Kyle O'Reilly and Roderick Strong, but I wouldn't mind seeing the trios titles defended, to be honest.
Can I get some Mark Briscoe on this show?
I think he's injured, though.
Is he? That's too bad. He was on such a good run. That whole run up until the title match with MJF was great.
But I think he kind of burned himself out a bit there. Mm-hmm. Too many hardcore, crazy matches. I mean, Darby, he almost killed himself this week.
Yeah. All right, well, Redemption is next week. Busy week next week. I'm going to see David Letterman on Tuesday. And they got Paul Schaefer going to be there with him. I don't think he's bringing the CBS Orchestra, but so a little Letterman, little AEW. Big week next week. A lot of entertainment for me. It'll be fun. Johnny, when can people be entertained by you? When can people see you in the ring?
Well, I just had a match. I sent it to you.
Yeah.
So I was supposed to be going to New Brunswick tomorrow, but
Okay.
unfortunately, my opponent got injured. On the event, they were going to have a ladder match, and because they raised the title belt up high during the match, this wasn't the actual ladder match, but during his match, the belt fell and nailed him in the back of the head. He's got like 10 stitches in the back of his head because of that.
Damn.
So, yeah. Yeah.
So what? You're not going to New Brunswick now?
I'm not going to New Brunswick now, sadly. Seriously?
Because
I mean,
he had
can't
another
wrestle
match.
now.
Because your opponent had a match, and a belt fell on his head from a ladder match that was happening later. Now the whole booking in New Brunswick is just done? They don't find a new opponent for you? They just go, that's it.
The problem, I mean, they could, and we talked about it, but the thing was, like, this was for the AIWF Canadian Heavyweight Championship.
Right.
So that was really the issue. I was going there for the title match. That title match can't happen now. So
Okay.
they thought it was best just to postpone when I do go back to New Brunswick. It will happen. You know, he will heal and be all right for the match eventually. So this has been almost a year in the making now of me going for this championship. So it'll happen eventually. Just it won't happen tomorrow, sadly.
Wow. What a turn of events. That's a fun wrestling story right there. Supposed to go to New Brunswick
it's not
tomorrow,
fun for my
but,
opponent.
A guy got hit in the head with a belt. I mean, it's not fun for the guy who got hit in the head, but it's just like the weird turn of events that can happen, you know?
Speaking of events, you saw the last episode of Dark Side of the Ring, right?
Yeah.
What do you think of it?
I don't know.
It was the end
More
of the
TNA
whole
stuff.
Jeff
What do you want
Jarrett.
me to say? I don't know. It was like it felt like more of the same from the first two episodes. I don't know. There wasn't much there.
Well, I mean, they took a big stab at your hero, Hulk Hogan, like pretty much saying that he was the one that pretty much killed TNA.
Well, Dixie letting him in, and yeah, I mean, he wasn't interested in making TNA bigger and better, really. And even if he was, he wasn't really equipped to do that. He's not a promoter. He's not a booker. What did he know? They were going to offer him a paycheck. He needed a paycheck. He took it. He needed money. They were offering money. He took the money. Is he a bad guy for taking the money when they're offering the money? He's Hulk Hogan. He needs money. He wants a job in wrestling. He took it. It's a way to bargain his next deal with Vince. So, he's a carny. They're all carnies. I didn't even think that they were really taking shots at Hogan. I thought that they were just kind of saying, well, this is what Hogan did. And it's like, yeah, brother. You got Hoganed. That's what happens. He's the ultimate worker. He worked you. He worked Dixie. He worked Jeff Jarrett. He worked everybody. Worked Eric Bischoff. Worked everybody. I see it as a compliment to the great Terry Bollea. The ultimate worker. You want him? Okay. Everybody wanted him. Don't act like nobody wanted him around. Hulk Hogan showed up at your company. Your company meant something all of a sudden. It's not like Jeff Jarrett, you know? Jeff Jarrett shows up, people go, why? Hogan shows up, you go, oh my God. That's Hulk Hogan. The most recognizable name in sports entertainment. Oh, Babe Ruth showed up and he wanted some money. He couldn't wrestle anymore. Yeah, obviously. So? Oh, Hogan didn't make TNA a big money draw. Neither did Jeff Jarrett. Neither did the people that took it over that are running it right now. Or neither did Billy Corgan or any of the other people that took a stab at TNA. Yeah, they took shots at. They want to blame Hogan and Dixie, and sure, fine. But to blame Hogan for the death of TNA is like, come on now, really? Dixie was a money mark that got worked by the greatest worker of all time. But of course she did. So?
I just felt that
What you gonna do?
there's different ways of looking at it. They said like the way they made Hogan like embarrass Dixie on Hogan's way out. Like,
Yeah, that's hilarious.
But
I forgot they
I
did
didn't really
that.
see it.
She was
I didn't
begging
really see
Hogan,
it.
please don't leave. And he's like, quit. And she's like, please don't leave. Hogan's like, I'm out of here, brother. What a
Like
worker.
I saw Russo. Yeah.
Oh,
but
Russo
I
crying.
think,
Oh, Hogan, bro. I don't remember, bro. Shut up. Shut up. The problem with Vince Russo is he thinks he's on the same level in the pro wrestling business than Hulk Hogan. You're a pissant compared to the great Hulk Hogan. You mean nothing in the grand scheme of professional wrestling. You think anybody outside of pro wrestling has ever heard your name, bro? Shut up. Get the hell out of here. Don't even talk about Terry. You unprofessional doofus. This guy has been scamming people. You want to talk about workers? This guy has been working and scamming his way into jobs in pro wrestling for years. I see clips of this guy and the coach talking, and I can't. He's awful. Vince Russo is like exactly what I think Jim Cornette says he is. Like, just the way he presents himself. Just idiocy. Everything he says about pro wrestling, I go, wrong. What are you talking about? He is terrible.
I think he did have one of the best.
The scummiest ideas.
You can't say that because he had one of the best ideas. That whole Jeff Jarrett, Karen, Kurt Angle storyline. Like, that was one of the best things ever in TNA, and that was his idea.
It was the obvious thing to do. If you didn't do that, you shouldn't have any place around wrestling booking. Everybody knows that the best stories come from real life. And if you can get those stories out in the open and get all the principal players to agree, well, you're going to have some good stuff. Because real life situations lead to good business. And as long as it doesn't bleed out into the real life, you're good to go. That's obvious. That should be obvious to every wrestling booker. I mean, he had one good idea. He also put Viagra on a pole match. He put Judy Bagwell on a pole match. This guy really liked pole matches. He really likes the pole, eh? This guy, he has the worst ideas for pro wrestling. He doesn't respect pro wrestling. He doesn't respect the art of professional wrestling. He doesn't understand pro wrestling. He wants to write a bad sketch comedy show. That's what he wants to do. His idea of pro wrestling is bad sketch. And sometimes bad sketch style wrestling is good in small amounts. Cheesy sketches, funny stuff. I'm all for the Danhausen. Give me some stuff like that. But don't make the whole show that where you forget about wrestling. Don't make David Arquette the world champion. Don't go on television mocking Jim Ross when he has a serious medical condition, making fun of his Bell's palsy. I mean, do you want me to run through the list of stupid shit Vince Russo has done on television? Oh, well, he made Kurt and Karen and Jeff Jarrett. He also made David Arquette the world champion, John. You forget about that shit? That was his idea. Fuck Vince Russo.
I remember.
You know, the only people right now who would allow Vince Russo to run any kind of creative are literally insane clowns. A group of people that call themselves insane clowns. They're the only people that are willing or insane and clowning enough to hire him to book their wrestling show. Which I think Green Phantom is on now? Like, what's going on there? Is he booked in Juggalo Wrestling?
He's the Purple Phantom.
But it's...
Yeah.
Is he like a regular on the Juggalo Wrestling? I saw a clip of Purple Phantom. I was like, what? He's in Juggalo Wrestling now? Is that a regular thing? Is Vince Russo booking it? I'm not paying attention because as soon as I heard Vince Russo was booking it, I was like, oh my God. I don't want to see anything about that. But then I saw Purple Phantom and I was like, wow, if the Phantom is in the Juggalos, I might have to take a look at the Juggalos, see what Phantom's doing. Do you have any idea?
All I know is that he's doing that. Like, he's been involved in a bunch of, like, he was Green Phantom, now he's Purple Phantom.
Cool.
But he's been involved with segments with ICP, with Vince Russo, so
segments with Russo on their show? Russo is on the show as a character? Well, of course he is. Of course he is. Why wouldn't he be? He can't just be the backstage booker. He's got to make himself a character, bro, because everybody wants to see him, right? Because he's so entertaining, right? Because he's so athletic. You want to see him wrestle, don't you? Pardon me, sir? Doesn't know a wrist lock from a wristwatch. Doesn't know a goddamn thing. Terrible. I got no time for Vince Russo. What a jabroni. Every time I see him tell his story on one of these dark sides, I go, all right, all right. I love when Jim Cornette shits on him. It's hilarious. I find it very funny. I don't agree with everything Jim Cornette says, but when it comes to Vince Russo, I think he's dead on. I think he's got personal experience with the man, you know? Crazy.
Well, they can make a whole dark side of just those two against each other without question. But
what kind of New Yorker with that kind of accent is a fan of the San Francisco Giants? I mean, that's a real problem. Be a Met fan. Be a Yankee fan. What's your problem, you jabroni? What a loser.
He was probably a big Barry Bonds fan. Probably.
Great. Should have been a Derek Jeter fan, you loser. Or at least a Mike Piazza fan. Get out of here. Mike Piazza. He kind of looks like a ugly Piazza.
Well, despite the look, I really found this was more about Jeff Jarrett, the whole thing, the whole part 3, like the whole actual 1, 2, and 3. Like, it's just Jeff Jarrett and his view on TNA. It's not really a dark side of TNA, in my opinion.
No.
Yes, they covered Jeff Hardy in the Victory Ring. They just kind of threw that in there. Victory Road with Jeff Hardy. That
why did they have to do that and bury Jeff?
They could do dark side on Jeff Hardy. I don't know why they don't do that, but for some reason Jeff got thrown into that.
I don't think you can really do a proper dark side of the ring on TNA without AJ Styles involved in some type of way. Like, or at least talking about that promo with AJ and Dixie Carter when AJ's like,
oh yeah,
you're not giving me my money, I'm gonna leave. And Dixie's like, well, if that's what you want, AJ. And he's like, what? Like, that promo was insane. They were doing contract negotiations in the ring. Dixie totally lost it. She had no idea what she was doing.
I won't deny that.
You remember that
she made
promo?
mistakes. Yeah, I remember this. There was a lot of promos where it's like, what are you guys doing? This is ridiculous. But I also feel like it wasn't all bad. And it really hurts that she doesn't have someone to represent her enough. Like, I feel like it's too one-sided for Jeff. And Bischoff's there kind of defends Hogan a bit, but that's about it. No one really defends Dixie. And I feel like, again, there's different sides of the story. Like, it's not really a complete TNA dark side. No mention of Billy Corgan really whatsoever. Like, there's just so much more of TNA history that wasn't really covered.
Well, they didn't cover anything past Dixie either. They didn't mention that it's still a company.
Well, yeah, it's really just Jeff Jarrett, Dixie, and that's pretty much what they cover. That's it.
Yeah. It was what it was. I'm looking forward to seeing the Samoa Joe Necro Butcher one next week. That'll be fun. I remember that match. That'll be fun to watch a documentary about it.
I don't think I ever watched it. I heard about the match, but I never watched the match.
I definitely
didn't realize it was... Okay. I wasn't big into that.
I remember seeing it at the time. It was on the internet.
Hearing about it. Really, this is the whole ROH, ZZW, war, and I wasn't big into that. I know a lot of people were, but I was not, so.
Yeah. I was aware of it, but I remember seeing that one. That was one. But I saw it probably a year or two after it happened. But I remember seeing it and going oh my God. That's when I was really getting into Samoa Joe. Seeing Joe wrestle Necro Butcher, seeing Joe wrestle Kenta Kobashi. That was early days Joe, Ring of Honor, where you're like, whoa, what is this? Who is this guy? What a time.
Yeah, 2003, 2004, I remember hearing about Joe, and he kind of made a huge splash in wrestling. That's without question.
Yeah. Talented guy, the legendary Samoa Joe. So, Johnny, next match, I was trying to promo that. We never got there. Do you have one?
Well, again, it got canceled July 18th. I would think hopefully next match we're going to have in September. I'll get back to you when I get that confirmed, but wait and see. I did have a match, and maybe we'll talk about it once you actually watch the video I sent you.
Yeah. Well, you sent it to me while I was watching SmackDown, so it's tough,
I only recently just got it myself, so it's just the way timing. That's the way it works sometimes.
All right, well, we'll check it out, and we'll keep watching all the wrestling for you as we do here on Wrestling Uncensored. Thanks to everybody for tuning in. Shout out to Angelo Contagonis out in Laval and Jason Pete out in Mexico, members of the team over at join.ringsidereport.net. And, yeah, we'll be back next week. And, yeah, we should be back next week.
Good.
We should be back next week. Unless I'm on vacation. I may be out of town. I should be back next week, though. I think we'll be fine. And for those of you wondering where Fred and AJ are, what's happening with Fred? What's happening with Fred and AJ? What is happening with Fred and AJ? What's happening with MMA? What's happening with the Ringside Report Network and MMA? Well,
can I say something? I watched the Conor McGregor fight. I was about to drop
some news, but sure, interrupt me. Go ahead. Let's delay it.
But I saw the Conor McGregor fight. If you want to talk about that a bit, because I watched that live when I was wrestling.
What happened to me knee? Me knee hurts.
I was watching with our buddy Jeremy Prophet too, and I think he had almost every pick except maybe the Conor fight. I think he had Conor, but then he's when Conor yeah. Well, because I think you had better odds if you pick Conor, right? You'd make more money. So I think that's
Max were pretty good. He wasn't that heavy of a favorite, and he was clearly gonna win no matter how it happened. Max was winning. I said it last week. Didn't we talk about it? Going Conor maybe bigger, whatever, but Max should win. I was like, Max is, and then we looked at the odds. I was like, oh, the odds are actually not bad for Max. He was minus 230 or something. He should have been minus 600. Conor hadn't fought in 5 years. He's 37 years old. What did you think was going to happen? Newsflash, alcohol and cocaine for 5 years don't make you a better fighter.
Well, there's a lot of controversies, too, because it was funny, too. Jeremy caught the whole, it looked like he kind of slipped there when he took his slippers off a bit.
Yeah, me too. When he took his shoes off, you go, yo, what happened? Did he just, screw his knee up, taking his shoes off?
Yeah, it kind of looked like that a little bit, and then obviously what happened afterwards, it looked kind of weird. But the odds were apparently, there was good money on if it went more than a round and a half. I think that's where he may have lost a bit right there.
That was never going to happen.
I figured Conor would try to go for the quick win, I figured it'd be like Cerrone. Remember that?
Conor's body cannot withstand more than a round, I don't think. I think it would all fall apart if he tried to push it towards more. He'll fight again. He'll fool more people. People will bet on him. It'll happen again. But he won't win in the UFC ever again.
Well, they made a lot of money off that. Like Dana said, that was the highest gross gate in long time.
They made money. He made money. Everybody made money, but the fans got screwed. Typical TKO business. Right?
Well,
everybody makes money, but nobody's really happy or satisfied in the end.
That Patty submission on Saint Denis, that was fantastic. There was still some great moments though on the I think really except for the main event, I thought it was a highly entertaining show overall.
I thought the Patty fight was good too. Yes. Johnny, I wanted to mention something, and I know we're running long here, but CM Punk was on Stephanie McMahon's podcast, and he said something that really bothered me, and I want to read the quote that CM Punk said. Okay, he's talking about pro wrestling, and this is what he said. Sometimes it's art. Sometimes it's business. Actually, it's always business. If you can get to the point where it's also art, but holy shit, you're also selling tickets, Stephanie goes, that's the magic. Punk goes, yeah. This is the problem that I have with entertainment in general, not just pro wrestling, but for CM Punk to say this is really disappointing. Because I don't think CM Punk, when he's first starting out wrestling, when he's in Ring of Honor, when he's backyard wrestling, when he's doing all this stuff, I don't think he's saying, this is business, it's always business, sometimes it's art. I don't think he's saying that when he's wrestling for nobody and making no money. I think at that point, for him, it is art. And I think he has forgotten that the art has taken him to the place where he has made it business. But he has been brainwashed by corporate America and every other entertainment company in the world that wants to tell you that it is business first, it is always business, and hey, when you can make art that makes money too, great, but we got to make business first. Quality over quantity. Art over money. Always. Always. I will always choose integrity, art, and class over money, business, and dirt. CM Punk may have sold out, but I never will. And when I hear him say that, it really saddens me because I know that the old CM Punk would slap the shit out of current CM Punk for saying that just money first bullshit attitude, telling that to your boss's wife and Vince's daughter. What a fucking sellout. There's nothing punk rock about saying it's always business if you can get to the point where it's art. Holy shit. Sometimes it's art, sometimes it's business. Actually, it's always business. And sometimes it's art. That's not punk rock. That's not the indie wrestling mentality that you started in. I doubt that you did it thinking rich and famous. Maybe you did. Maybe the whole time you thought, I'm doing this because I want to be rich and famous. But I really doubt that. I think at a certain point you loved professional wrestling and you did it for the art of professional wrestling. In fact, you got sued on a podcast called The Art of Wrestling. You fuck. You sell out. You disgusting. But that's who he is now. He's CM Business. He's not CM Punk. There is nothing punk rock about saying it's always business. Sometimes it's art. Nothing. Fucking disgusting. Sell out bitch. Sorry. I had to get that off my chest because, that's the way of the world. That's the way the world is right now. It is business over art. It is money over passion. And it's disgusting. I find it repugnant. It used to be a bad thing to sell out. Now everybody just wants a Lamborghini. Go fuck yourself. You don't care who you hurt in the meantime. You don't care how many kids you make cry when you won't fucking say hello in a lobby. Just keep making your money there, punk. I hope you're happy with your money and your wife. I would say your dog, but, whoops. Jabroni. Big time jabroni, CM Punk.
I really feel that AEW hurt him a lot, and it's really changed his look on the business.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he hasn't been the same since then.
Yeah. And, you know who will always be better than him? You know who will always pick art over money? And that's why he is the greatest professional wrestler of his generation, not CM Punk? This guy.
You seem to be wearing a T-shirt, I'm guessing.
He would never. Bryan Danielson would never. Could you imagine Bryan Danielson saying that?
Well, there's a reason why Danielson's where he's at, and there's a reason why Punk's where he's at.
Correct. And Danielson kicked his ass out of there. Get the fuck out of here, Punk. You're fired. Bryan Danielson.
He did help fire him, yeah
good.
That's true.
Good. He's all business. He's just not here to make friends. He's not here to make great art. He's here to make money. Go to the fucking business side then. You don't want to go where the best wrestle? AEW is art over business. They're not doing good business. Their art is far better than their business. WWE's business is far better than their art. If that's where CM Punk wants to be, that's where he belongs. You want to go business over art? You go to the WWE. You want to go art over business? You go to AEW. Ask Kenny Omega if he'll choose the art of pro wrestling over the business of pro wrestling. Kenny Omega wants to change the world. And he has. Will Ospreay had a choice. He made his choice. MJF had a choice. He made his choice. Where is he going to be able to express his freedom as an artist? AEW. But, hey, they're not doing great business. Oh, well. They've got what's called a billionaire. You know, a patron of the arts, if you will. Which always happened to great artists throughout time. Rich people would give them money to do their art. Not to make money, but so that the great artists could go and do the art that is so great that makes the world a better and more beautiful place. Don't think of Tony Khan as a promoter. Think of him as a patron of the art of professional wrestling. That's what he is. He's not making money off this. Maybe he's breaking even if he's lucky. But he's got so much money, it doesn't even matter. But he's making great art in he's paying the artists to go out there and go on your wrestling canvas and make great art for us. WWE's a business. It's the fact of the matter, brother. Whatever happened to CM Punk? Whatever happened to the voice of the voiceless? Sold out big time.
It's the problem he said when he first came back. He's not here to make friends. Make money.
Make money. And he stop him when he's telling lies, John. No lies. Okay. Yeah. Angelo wanted to know what happened to Fred and AJ. Fred and AJ are still alive. I saw Fred today. I saw Fred this morning. We did a very serious jiu-jitsu session at 10th Planet this morning. It was wonderful. I'm still tired from it. We were done at like noon. I'm exhausted. My body is just wrecked. Friday mornings with George at 10th Planet are just vicious classes that I love so much. If you want to do jiu-jitsu, you want to get into really good shape, you want to get good at wrestling and jiu-jitsu, come to George's class Friday mornings. They're super intense. So Fred and AJ we're working on something. I'm not going to tell you exactly what right now, but just know that Fred and AJ and I are discussing future plans. We have something in mind that we are going to bring to you in the near future. We're taking a little bit of a summer break to enjoy our families during this summertime. We all have young children, and we're trying to spend as much time outside and living life and having fun with the kids in the summertime as we possibly can. But soon, we will be back. We will be back with some sort of program that will come to you at regular intervals on this very channel. So stay tuned. There'll be more announcements in the future when we have a little bit more of an idea. But we have a pretty damn good idea and a pretty good plan of what we're doing right now. We're just not quite ready to announce it. But when we do, when we are ready, you'll all be the first to know, of course. But there is something coming. Freddie and AJ are still on the team. They're not going anywhere. We are in constant communication. The group chat has been on fire. There's a lot of talk with Fred and AJ. Everything's good. And there's a new show coming. Some sort of new something is coming soon. And as far as MMA will be incorporated in MMA is not going anywhere. It's not fully going away. MMA is always going to be a part of this. We're always going to watch MMA. It's always going to be a part of what we're doing. And you never know. Maybe we'll hit you up with a watch-along in August because UFC 330 is coming up, and Islam Makhachev is fighting Ian Machado Gary for the welterweight title, and that's a pretty sweet fight in Philadelphia. So, hey, there may be a watch-along coming soon because the watch-alongs, I think, will continue. I just didn't really want to do one for Conor McGregor because I find him reprehensible as a human. I was just waiting for a UFC pay-per-view where I didn't have to, be slightly grossed out by all of the festivities. The White House card followed by Conor McGregor kind of put me off, and I was like, yeah, let's take a break. But Islam Makhachev and Ian Machado Gary, problematic, but maybe some of the least problematic guys in the UFC. Comparatively, to other guys. Although Islam, you hear a bunch of stories and you go, Ian Machado Gary just seems to, have a wife. That's really its only controversy. Okay. So stuff is coming. Don't worry. We'll announce something soon. Freddie and AJ and I we had a little bit of a meeting this week, and we'll have some announcements coming soon. Okay? And that's it. That is all for now here on the Ringside Report Network.
We appreciate your support and you being part of our community. Share, subscribe, and join us again on the Ringside Report Network, the Combat Sports Authority.